The only German I noticed how to say is Ich weiß nicht.
I'm not Nick.
It means I don't know.
Oh, right.
It tends to get German people to go away from you, but maybe it's what you want. Right, yes, Final Corner podcast. You can hear we're so excited to talk about the F1 and the touring cars. We're doing language courses now. So, the BTCC was back from its summer holidays at Croft this past weekend, and it was three fairly good races, decent enough weather, but damp in the first race, and all fairly good. Tom, Nick, enjoy your language lessons on the time off?
Yeah.
Good that touring cars was back in action, missed it. And it's Knockhill soon, Colin.
I know. I just realised today that I'm going next. Is it next Sunday?
Yeah, will you though, if your driver's ill?
I hope so. I hope they've still got the hospitality on. Yes. So, Jake Hill wasn't at this round due to illness, I believe.
Yeah. He was actually there. He did take part in free practice 1 and very briefly free practice 2. But yeah, he was medically ruled out by the medical team. But he was also grateful for that as well, because he said he didn't feel safe.
So, in an ear infection.
Oh.
Now, my dad had labyrinthitis, and he's 30 years later, he's still not got very good balance. And that's just an airborne virus, I think. So I hope it's not that. I hope he recovers from it. But yeah, feeling dizzy or sick or whatever in the car is not good.
Yeah. They did say on the commentary at one point that it was labyrinthitis, but I don't know if that was conjecture or confirmed.
And obviously it can affect people in different ways, so we'll fingers crossed.
I did find it very strange though, that because Colin Turkington was put in the car for free practice 2, I think he did 4 runs, and then Jake Hill was put in for a couple of laps right at the end just to see how he was doing, and he wasn't great. But then they said to Turkington, do you want to drive in the race to replace him? And he said no.
Yes, there is an article by Marcus Simmons on Autosport with quotes from Dick Bennett and Turkington, and the summarisation is that maybe he didn't want to look bad without having enough time in the car to prepare properly.
Preparation was the key word they came out with.
Yes. Yeah, and also there's I think Bennett's was saying something about the new qualifying session with knockouts. If it was just one 30-minute thing, he might have had enough time to get up to speed, but then, you know, he's trying to get up to speed with only 5 laps or whatever, 6 laps in the first session, and then he might be knocked out. But I still think that's the wrong decision from everybody involved.
Yes, well, ultimately I think it was Turkington's decision. But to me it just says that he's not looking to come back.
Which, as a Final Corner pod exclusive, he did kind of say when me and Nick went to Super Touring Power 3 at Brands Hatch during an interview on stage, didn't he?
He did. But he's got the experience. He could have jumped in the car. Even if he was crap in qualifying, he'd have been on some kind of point scoring pace by the second or third race at the very least.
Could have got that reverse grid win.
Yeah, but it's his decision.
I feel bad for all the sponsors involved. There's a lot of premium sponsors, more so now that Hill's got the number 1 in the car than last season, like Selco and things like this. And I guess they had the hospitality there and guests, and what do they do? Just twiddle their thumbs? Obviously, the illness can't be helped. Yeah. But I still think someone could have been in that vehicle. Tim Harvey was saying that Josh Cook's around in the paddock with the helmet, with a crash helmet, and also he speculated that maybe they just didn't give Turkington enough money. That's what he said. I think he was being joking with that.
Oh yes.
Best wishes to Jake Hill. I am your guest in a week's time, so I hope you're there. And that pretty much rules him out the championship, doesn't it? He was looking a bit behind already, but missing 3 races, it's going to be near enough impossible for him to recover that now, which is a shame. And you referenced it there. no Josh Cook either this weekend because One Motorsport. Is it One Motorsport? Is the proper name?
Yep,
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah, they are gone for at least the next 2 races, so they'll miss Knock Hill as well. And that's again my choice for Josh Cook is long gone, I think.
Oh yeah, we all hyped him up, I think.
Yep.
Well, actually, it was only you, Tom, that picked him for the
Yes,
drivers, but we all picked him for independents.
But yeah, it seems a strange one that for it to go. I mean, the reasoning is Steve Dudman is unwell and he does a lot of the work. He's the team principal and owner. He does a lot of the work to bring in the money, and with him not being well enough to do it, he wasn't able to do that. But very quickly, Stephen Jelly left and went to Unlimited Motorsport to replace Max Hall, who's also left.
Yeah, and all his sponsors went on that Cooper, didn't they?
Exactly, that's what worries me. Overall, if he's left and he's taken his sponsorship, does that mean they're not going to come back at all? Or if they do, will it be a one-car team?
Well, it's all up in the air by the sound of things. It feels like that they're not going to come back, to be honest. But Jelly's locked in now in that Cooper for the remainder of the season, according to the release.
I believe he has to be from the rules we heard earlier about Creasy, because he let someone else in the car, he wasn't able to go back in. So I think that would apply to Jelly, but it is across 2 different teams. So.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. Also, Marcus Simmons again in Autosport reporting that he said Cook might be lined up for a drive at Croft. Sorry, he wasn't at Croft, at Knock Hill. So that would also maybe lock him elsewhere. So it all seems over to me.
Yes. That's interesting. Where would Cook go?
Exactly. No idea. No idea.
The Toyotas are filled up now.
Yeah, so could it be instead of Halstead, for example? That's one name that sprung to mind. But I don't know why I'm picking that. Sorry if that's not the case.
I could probably guess.
He brings a lot of money and exposure to the team, though.
Yeah, that's the thing. So,
interesting.
So I don't know where it'd fit in the grid, but that's what Marcus is suggesting. And if that's that team star driver, and Jelly brought the sponsors.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope that's not the case. By the way, I hope they are on the grid for
yes.
the remainder of the season. And what it's really quite sad is Cook pre-season. I believe he chose to go to One Motorsport, and he was talking that this is not just a plan for this year. We've got a plan for the next couple of years. So we're really aiming for 26. It's going to be a great year.
Yeah, I hope these things are still in place. But either way, I hope he's on the grid, even if it's not with One Motorsport. I hope he's there in some capacity. Hopefully this year, but definitely next year.
Remember when I think he lost a drive with, was it MG at one point? I can't remember, but he definitely ended up driving Stuart Lyne's his green Focus for half a season. And he banged in some good performances, even though it wasn't necessarily considered to be best car team combination. And I think he was going to have a very good result once Alton Park and Shedden just biffed him out of the way.
News update.
Max Hall is gone. No more Hall Watch.
No.
So, who is the rookie that we're picking now?
We got a few to choose from because Max Buxton came in. I'm trying to remember who the others were.
Finn Leslie? Oh no, he's gone already.
Yeah, Rainford, but they don't feel like rookies after half a season now.
No, it might have to be Buxton then.
Yeah, I think probably.
Is he likely to stay more than one round?
He's supposed to be. The plan was for Max Buxton to be in the Toyota team next year. He was their up-and-coming driver they were going to promote next season. He was supposed to do testing this season to get him prepared for it. But after Ronan Pearson left, they figured they might as well just put him in now. So as long as he doesn't do something stupid, he should still be there.
He's the son of Danny Buxton, who drove in the British Touring Car Championship between 2003 and works for Speedworks these days.
There's definitely some nepotism going on there.
How dare you, sir?
Yeah, but it's not he's not unworthy of the drive. He's a good driver.
He's made a big jump though, hasn't he? From like a Fiesta Championship to this, with no like minis in between or anything. So we'll see.
Yeah. So we saw him once, I think. Was it a movie he was making on Stephen Jelly in one of the races?
That's the only time we saw both of those cars, I think.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing them others.
They were quite off the back of the pack, weren't they?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right. Any more news you want to cover?
Well, allegedly the BMWs are 15 kilograms lighter now, but
Yes, according to Mr. Harvey during qualifying.
yeah, we're not allowed to officially confirm that. No one's allowed to talk about it. People who posted on the internet had to get their posts swiftly deleted.
Why did they get their post deleted?
No idea, but on the 1010's forum, someone posted a technical bulletin, which are not meant to be public, to be fair,
right.
and then they were swiftly removed.
Mm-hmm.
So this was sort of leaked ahead of time on the internet a week or two before the race, allegedly. We have to say that, and then Tim Harvey just says it in the commentary anyway. There you go.
I wish the BTCC was just more public about things.
Yep. Yeah, and let's have a bit more spats, please. Let's have some arguments. Let's be public with the rule changes. And the YouTube channel put up some onboard highlights of Darrell DeLeon's win from earlier in the season, like last week.
Yeah.
Bit random.
Yes. Good video after Brands.
Good video after Brands. So keep that up, please, but do it in a more timely fashion. That would be amazing. So yeah. Oh, anyway, let's not go down that route for now.
I still haven't released our Brands Hatch podcast, so
I wasn't going to mention it.
please don't cast too many aspersions. Yeah, thanks, Tom. Thanks for that.
Yeah. The only other news that came up was that the Junior Championship has been, or the organisers of it have no longer associated with Toga and not going to go ahead for now.
Yeah, I mean, we knew this anyway, so it's kind of a strange announcement.
It's just annoying because it really does need some kind of Junior Championship, but a proper one, not how they had it.
Didn't the BTCC terminate relationship, but then the organisers of the Junior Championship announced that they were still cracking on?
Yes.
Something like this. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very, very strange. It sounds like they're basically changing the direction. It sounded almost like they wanted to try and develop a different car or rule set or something, but yeah, it just seems a bit strange to suddenly stretch off like that.
It's all a bit odd, but one thing is for certain, the support acts, when you go see the touring cars this year, it just feels a bit empty. The broadcast feels a bit empty because there are large gaps throughout the day.
Mm-hmm.
Added to the fact that the Porsche grid's small this year as well. That doesn't help.
Yeah, and I still... the Porsches is great for drivers, but I still don't find it that interesting to watch.
Yeah,
it's quite a good trackside.
Yeah, I didn't like watching it either. Apart from when one of them blew up in front of me. That was hot. But yeah, it's not. I'm just looking to see what's going to be at Knockhill next week. And they've got Minis, Carreras, F4. And that seems to be it.
Oh, they haven't got the classics, whatever they used to have there.
No, it's just Porsche, Mini, and Formula 4.
Avoid the gravel traps this time, Colin.
Someone did post on Reddit the other day looking for tips about going to Knockhill for the first time, and one of my points was just be careful at the exit of the chicane. They tend to fire gravel at your groin. So
It's not ideal.
I was trying to be helpful. Qualifying, Tom Ingram in a rocket ship took pole from 2.5 tenths ahead of Dan Camish. Mikey Doble was P3 with Chilton, Robot and Lloyd, and Ash Sutton was down in 11th. Tom Ingram, what was he driving?
Yeah.
The thing was so fast. It was so fast.
I mean,
and he's got boost restrictions as well.
Yes.
That's my point. Like, pull by a gap with restrictions.
In fairness to Tom, he's so far ahead of all the other Hyundais as well, though. So there's a lot of credit for him there. But yeah, that car is monstrous.
One thing I would say is, now that, bearing in mind as well, this is after they've tweaked these how the splitter's mounted.
Yes.
Which did absolutely nothing. But that also makes me now think, tinfoil hat time, that if the Restart Racing Hyundais didn't have to have that tweak, they clearly didn't get the same car as the main team, did they?
No, it was the same
my thinking.
car, but different updates that were done pre-season, apparently. Or
yes,
very early or very late pre-season, after the cars had been delivered.
I wonder what was on the agreement.
Yes.
Is there a bit that says they have to be the same spec? Or is it just a car, please?
Yeah, either way. I mean, the Restart have done alright out of it.
Oh, yeah.
And that's another point to make as well. Well done to Dan Lloyd for securing his drive as well. Because he lost his main sponsor and replaced them with 5 smaller sponsors.
He's got a very good vlog about that.
Yeah. And it's hard to do.
But also his engine expired at the end of qualifying, unfortunately.
Yeah, head gasket.
So he then had to do the race. We'll touch upon it later, but the races on like reduced power, and then had to withdraw from the final race just to make sure the engine didn't blow up. But basically, he came out the hairpin in the final section of qualifying, and he sort of pulled into pit lane. It looked a bit weird, but the engine had to cut out. It turns out.
Yeah.
On to race 1 then, and it was a damp track. Everyone is starting on the slicks. Everyone in the top 10 is on the soft tyres. Sutton is the first of the hard runners in this one. Tom Ingram keeps the lead from the start. He's got Dan Cameron's right behind him, hassling him. Big winner at the start was Senna Proctor though. He got a couple of cars down into turn 1 and then managed to get past Chilton and Rainford at the chicane by launching up inside the Charles, which I think was an interesting move. Felt a bit sorry for Chilton, but he managed to get 2 cars in the one go.
It was a good move on Rainford. It was just a very unfortunate move with another car on the outside as well. Especially when it's your teammate. But Tom Chilton did mention it later on. But I didn't think it was a bad move. It was adventurous.
He got the run and he managed to get the inside wheel, which I think Ingram tried to do later in the race as well and couldn't pull off later in the day. So yeah, that was a good move. Senna was very entertaining in this race. Mikey Doble had a bit of a nightmare start, started losing positions and then spun it on lap 3.
Yeah, that was a weird one. It spun like a rear-wheel drive car, but I know it's because he put a rear wheel on the grass, but yeah, it looked like a BMW coming out there.
It was very odd. It starts where he gets like a little bobble in the middle of the chicane, where it's clearly been flat, and it's almost not really a chicane now, is it? Because they've taken the tyre barrier from...
Yes, they've removed
one part of it, so you're almost... Yeah, and there's no track limit one, is there, I don't think. Or maybe there is,
definitely.
But... Okay, but you can still put 2 wheels over that curb.
Yeah.
So it's much straighter and much easier than it ever has been. So it is weird to see a car spear out there and get a weird... I don't know if it broke a damper on the curb or something weird, but...
It's as if when he comes off the left turn off the curb, he just loses it mid-corner and then ends up in the grass.
The car's fine though, isn't it? Another BTCC crash this season where actually... Oh, you press on. Get the engine started and go.
Yeah.
But that is a very weird weekend from that point on. Didn't have the pace that he showed in qualifying at all after that. I don't think.
Yeah, just unfortunate.
Yeah, but it's another strong qualifying, but threw it away in the race, unfortunately.
Very impressive move. Well, most entertaining move for me was the Charles Rainford pass around Taylor Smith because it had a great camera angle on it. Quite a low camera going into, what was it, Sunny Inn? Was it?
I think it was Barcroft.
Yeah. Well, just one before that, yeah.
So it's a great camera angle and it got past it up inside the ATS, which is a good move.
Yeah, I wonder if he was on the boost then. I think he was, wasn't he? Yes.
He was, yeah.
And I don't think that is a place you'd expect to maybe use it because the run between those 2 little right-hand kinks is maybe too short, but it was perfect.
Yeah, and without much contact either, I don't think, if I can remember correctly. Whereas normally,
none. Yeah.
Where it's there's usually a bit of elbows out to get through. So it was nicely done.
Gordon Shedden was super feisty in this race.
Yeah.
I thought it was his best race yet. Because it came from the back down at qualifying, because once again, track limit ping on his quickest time. But it was on the hard tyre.
Yes, he was, wasn't he?
He was making progress on the hard tyre.
Mm.
And I was like, that is crazy.
Yeah, and he was nibbling at the back of Smiley for quite a wee while, desperate to go for a move.
Yeah.
And inevitably ended up with Chris Smiley on the wall down at turn 1. Sheridan was kind of going for a switch back inside him, or from the outside to try and cut in behind, and either just misjudged it, or if you listen to the commentator, Smiley came across the front of him, and Smiley ended up in the wall and bringing out the safety car. Thoughts on that one?
I see it as a 50-50, personally. Because I do think when you watch it again, Smiley definitely goes up the curb, which gives him a bounce. And then that puts him across the front of Shedden. But Shedden was also a bit adventurous as well. So racing incident for me.
Yes, I don't quite fully agree with the commentary of this one, but I'm not doing it live. And I'm watching it right here on YouTube in slow motion. So, yeah, it's 50-50 as well. Shedder's too eager. He's mistimed it. But then it's exacerbated by Smiley clipping the curb. So I'd be right to be annoyed if I was Smiley. Although his qualifying interview, oh yes, you should watch qualifying because he got pinged for track limits.
Oh yes.
And Louise interviews him and goes, "What happened here?" And he goes, "Oh, I don't think it was track limits." And Tim Harvey's mic is not switched off. He just burst out laughing.
I know.
Fantastic.
And he did admit later on that, oh, actually it was when he watched it. But yeah.
So that brings out the safety car, and then just at the restart, Ash Sutton gets a puncture, which drops him a lap behind.
Very odd.
He also, I think, he had an issue in the pits with the power steering, so he ended up dropping a lap down.
Yeah.
Ends up finishing P20, and then I don't really remember much after that.
I don't think anything really happened after that. It was just proceed to the line in order, I think.
There were moments where Camish started closing in on Ingram, and then so the very next lap, Ingram just pulled second half. Mm-hmm. He was thinking, wow, that's mad. Obviously, there's boost involved in there, but
when I was watching that race, I was kind of thinking, is Ingram judging his pace here to make it look like he's not as quick as he is? But then
I thought so.
He did kind of, he wasn't completely on the pace in the next two races, really. Like he wasn't flying past people in race 3. Oh
no!
So, but it was untouchable in this one.
Yep. No, I feel I just want to apologise as well. I've been very cynical, but obviously great driver, great team, top of the game, top work. There's just that little something that makes me suspicious.
Okay, so what are we calling this? Max Watch, Bucks Watch,
Bucks Watch.
Yeah, Bucks Watch.
Yeah.
That's it. Done. Christened.
There we go. Well, he managed 19th place. Last of the people on the main... my brain just died then. On the final lap, I should have said. I think he did okay. His fastest lap was on the pace of Jelly and Halstead. So that's not too bad for your first race.
Yeah, no, we wouldn't say that's good normally, but considering he's been thrust upon this with no preseason prep, and like I say, a big jump from junior formula, there's nothing to judge here. He finished the race, he didn't crash the car.
Exactly, yeah. And that's the whole...
Which is more than can be said for Chris Miley.
Yes. That's all he has to do.
Obviously, not his fault necessarily.
Okay, race 2 then, and it's as you were for the race 1 results. Top 3 on hard tyres, and Nick Hamilton as well on hard tyres.
Yeah. I'm so glad we're going to see the back of this hard and soft mix now.
Is this the last one?
This was the last one.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad to see the end of it, but also, does it just mean that Tom Ingram's going to win all 3 races now?
It'll be interesting to see.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah. Just bring back success ballast. Just bring back ballast.
Yes.
I feel like things should move forward. I'm always trying to look at things as I get older and be like, no, things can be good in the modern age. Don't be a curmudgeon, blah, blah, blah. But bring back ballast. Come on.
Yeah.
And this year, every car has a ballast box in the passenger footwell to bring cars up to minimum weight levels and all this now that the hybrids are moved. So the functionality exists.
What do they use for ballast? Is it just like chunks of metal that they find, or is it?
Yeah.
I believe so, yeah.
No, they're all like sheets of lead. Well, no, I don't know if it's lead, but it's like sheets of metal, and you can put like one sheet, I think, is like 5 kilos. I mean, I'm making up the numbers, and so then you put in 4 or 5, depending on how much you need to put in it. And it's in a box that's like, I think, welded into the bottom of the passenger footwell. Like, it's all made to size.
Bring it back, please.
Definitely.
Bring it back ballast. Yeah. Because also the other element is when they've sacked off hybrid, which was Cosworth. I think Cosworth might be still involved in producing the boost button. They've had the steering wheels made with the boost button, I suppose. There are some systems they've had the lights made in the back of the cars to light up when people are pressing it. The TV graphics have been made, so there is a cost that has been spent that would be embarrassing to take away at this point. But
The thing is,
it's possible for next year, I think, or 27.
Yeah, but I don't think you need to get rid of that. You can have that and success ballast.
Oh, you want boost and ballast?
Why not?
Oh,
You
interesting.
don't have to go the full 75 kilos or whatever it was they were running a few years ago, but you could have a smaller ballast.
Yeah. Yep.
And live Googling, by the way, BTCC ballast is made of tungsten. Or typically made of tungsten.
There we go. Yeah, lead is a very old-fashioned metal there that's not used anymore. I don't know why that came to me. Tungsten.
Is tungsten not the one that's explosive in water?
I don't think so, but I don't know.
Or am I thinking of...
Google it.
Yeah, no, I think I'm thinking of... is it sodium?
Sodium and cesium and
Yeah.
those ones I remember from school.
I have a fact in my head about tungsten, and it's going to be wrong if my first fact about tungsten was wrong, so I'll leave it. Right.
Yeah, apparently, live Googling, it's not explosive in water.
Something interesting about tungsten. I can't remember what it is now. Anyway, right. We're half an hour into this and not even race 2. Right, race 2. Ingram and Camish kept position at the start. Senna Proctor starts to lose positions on his hard tyres. And Ash Sutton is the man to watch in this race.
Yeah.
Because he's just flying through the order.
Yeah, it's very easy to be fixated with Ingram's performances. But Sutton's capable of pulling the rabbit out of the hat still.
Yeah. And that car is clearly not quite as quick as the Hyundai, but
I don't think so.
Sutton is bringing everything out of it.
Because based on Dan Camish's interview comments, and Dan Rowbottom's actually, this weekend, they're all still bitter about the Hyundai and going, we just don't know what it is. But yeah, Sutton, mega form here. Champions drive.
Yes, indeed.
He gets all the way from, was it P20? I think at the start. And he ends up finishing 5th. Which is spectacular. Yeah. Absolutely spectacular.
One thing I would say is, first time I really noticed tyre wear with the soft tyre. Because the one thing with this soft, hard tyre delta and all this is I expected the softs. Pre-season, I think people were saying, the softer compound, it's going to wear more. You don't see it, actually. It perfectly lasts the full race distance at being the quicker tyre, generally speaking. Yeah. But if you look at this race, it gets past Rainford, I think, to Sutton. Pulls a gap, but then on the final lap he's back having to defend again. And obviously the rear-wheel drive car should be better on its softs. But it takes until the final lap for it to drop off.
Yeah.
That's another reason why we have these really imbalanced races where the hard tyre disappears back, soft flies forward. In theory, towards the end of the race, it should equalise again. And they kind of do, but only 2 laps from the end, 1 lap from the end.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying Rainford's on the hard, but just as an example.
Yeah, the hards didn't really come back to...
No, they don't. No. They're just too slow.
Yeah.
And the softs don't drop off quick enough.
He pulled some really nice moves into turn 1. There was a couple, I think, where he kind of switched back and got the inside. Yeah. I remember there was one of them watching it. It was unbelievable the grip that he got by turning from the outside.
Was that Shedden?
I think it was on Shedden. Like the way he just turned in and the car completely complied. And I think he even clipped the curb and everything, and he was just through, and it was unbelievable. He is, for me, the best driver still.
Yes, I think so as well.
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
But I was reading...
We're really doing Ingram a dirty this episode. But yeah.
I like Tom. I picked him for the title last year or 2 years ago, so I'm nothing against Tom Ingram.
No, it's by a small amount, I have to say. I think Sutton and Ingram are in a class of their own at the front, with potentially Josh Cook also being of a similar level, I believe, if he ever gets the car to prove it.
Which will never happen.
Yeah.
Because Sam Osborne's going to sit on that seat like Lance Stroll.
Yeah.
There's another Osborne coming up from Minis as well, so I don't know what happens there.
Yeah, Jamie Osborne, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so the hard compound guys start dropping. Camish especially is always drops.
Always.
It's always Camish. He drops like a stone and there's nothing he can do about it.
At least this time Ingram was kind of dropping like slightly slower pace, but also fell back down there.
Yeah.
Just like 1 or 2 laps later each time.
Yeah. First 2 races this weekend, I was quite impressed with Charles Rainford. I thought he's driving fairly well and he's in good point scoring positions.
He's a future star, a bit more experience. He's a great driver.
Mm-hmm.
Before this season, we were like, who the what the who?
Yeah.
Proved us all wrong within basically a race. Second round, wasn't it? Really?
Yeah. I think he is the second best of the BMWs.
100%.
Anything you want to pick up on race 2?
I think Chris Smiley clatters into Osborne in a very lazy move at the hairpin, but then also Osborne should have seen him coming a bit. So, classic Smiley Osborne action there.
Yeah, and he only got verbal warning for it. Although I don't think there was any actual penalties given out in the races apart from warnings or reprimands.
Interesting.
There was a penalty, I think, for Senator Proctor in one of the races for track limits. He got a 10-second penalty.
Yes, there was. Yep, second race. This race. Yep.
I didn't even notice that one.
Yeah.
So he just... I can't remember where he finished on the road. But it... Would it be like 15th anyway? And then got the time penalty.
Yeah, it looks like it would have been 15th.
Yeah. So amazing that he fought back in the final race, but we'll get to that shortly.
Yeah.
It's not much going on in the second one.
No.
But in Buck's watch... where did he finish this race? 18th he finished.
This was the Jelly move, although Jelly finished ahead of him by the end, so they obviously fought back.
Yeah. Once again, his pace was on the same sort of level as those around him, Jelly, Bucks and Halstead, and he was only a few tenths off the pace of Dan Lloyd with a dodgy engine.
Dan Lloyd... Dan Lloyd finished, I think, was it 9th in race 1?
Yeah.
But then in this race, he had to run with... So in race 1, he had to run with an engine at normal levels, I think, according to his vlog. But when he pressed the turbo boost, that had to be at reduced levels. In race 2, he had to run with lower power across the board. And then he couldn't take part in race 3. They withdrew before the race started.
Beat the traffic.
Yep.
Yeah, he literally did.
If you can't win, beat the traffic.
Yeah.
But the reverse gear draw did put our man, our favourite defensive driver, Aidan Moffat.
I know. I thought this is going to be amazing.
Yeah, I did.
And for a lot of it was. So Aidan Moffat gets put on pole.
Yeah.
So he's on pole. Who's behind him?
And he was driving exactly as we expected.
Yeah, so it's Ingram and Shedden, isn't it? Second and third.
Yeah.
At the start. Hard tyre runners. Charles Rainford in 4th. Then you got DeLeon, Chilton, Rowbottom, Patterson, Doble, Halstead and Taylor Smith.
And also, just to clarify, I said to Doble, his pace was bad after this, but of course, he made his way back up some positions in race 2, but not enough to get reverse grid. And then this race, he has to run the hard.
Mm-hmm.
So that's clearly the impact. But you look at how far Sutton made in comparison, there's still a huge gap there.
Yeah. So on to race 3, and I now hand over to Mr. Harrison Ward to have his rant about Tom Ingram's start.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, because I shared it to Reddit and then got put down immediately.
Oh, you put it on Reddit?
Just Reddit. I might have done, yeah.
Oh dear. How many downvotes?
No, got upvotes, but I haven't checked it in the last couple of days because it's bad for mental health, isn't it, Reddit? You don't actually want to read the comments. But here's the thing. So you watch very close to the start of race 3, and it looks like from the angles you initially get, Ingram's got a better start. When you watch the replay, he hasn't got a better start at all. He's got a significantly worse start, yet somehow ends up nearly a car length ahead of Moffat before turn 1. So now you're thinking, well, what's going on here? Now, Nick rightly... Did you say? Yes, I think you said to me in a message. Yeah. But isn't there a rule about BMWs off the start line? And this is going back to what you were saying, Colin, earlier about transparency. If there is, you can't find it anywhere. So how, as a fan, am I supposed to know that? Because all I know is I've watched Tom Ingram flipping switch on a booster jet halfway down the first straight.
The one thing I wanted to know, by the way, is can they use boost on the first lap? Because I cannot find anything to say that they can't.
No. This is the other frustrating thing. From memory, I thought you can't.
Same.
But if you can, that's an obvious explanation for this.
Yeah, but you can't use it until 80 mile an hour. But the regulations do not state anywhere that it cannot be used on a particular lap.
And they're pulling second or third gear maybe at this point, so it might have been around 80 miles an hour at that point when they got to that, because it is off the line, but hard to know. But essentially, when you watch a replay, because it's from an angle it's different in the replay, it's when there's a crash happens, which we'll come to, and there's a different angle. Moffat is quicker off the line. Rear-wheel drive traction, it could be also reactions. This is a given. It's when they're in second or third gear, all of a sudden Ingram comes flying along. Now, if there's a restriction on rear-wheel drive start procedures, why does that not kick in until after they've made the initial launch? So supposedly it was gear ratios in the past. I don't think it is that. Someone did reply with, gear ratios. I don't think it's. I think it's if it is implemented, it's a boost restriction at certain speeds or at certain times.
Yeah, which used to be the second gear, but that's in the past. I don't know now.
So it could be that, and that's what the common most upvoted response to my post on the internet was. Oh, idiot. It's a boost restriction. And I'm thinking that, I do know this. I followed the sport. I didn't reply or anything. But again, I can't find any granular detail as to what happens and why, or if that's still implemented in 2025. And I can't tell what gear Moffat's in. And then someone else said, can you not see that Sutton does the same behind? Now, from that angle, you can't really see. But Sutton's flying from the off. Yeah. He has a better traction than Shedden off the line. So he's immediately flying. And he's flying past Shedden way before Ingram starts all of a sudden going on the thrusters. So basically, it looks to me like it's almost like in 2001 when Triple Eight had the dominant Astra and they put like a bolt in the throttle and everybody was running at 80% throttle because they were so dominant. And in my mind, I was like, it looks like there's an extra button switch mode. Oh, if you double tap the brake pedal, is there an extra 50 horsepower? It's just bananas. It just doesn't look good. It doesn't look good for the sport. Even if that's the rules, it's a bit weird.
I have asked ChatGPT and you can't use deployment on the first lap of the race.
I also asked that, but it couldn't provide a source.
Yes, it's said you can, but it also does mention hybrid, which was also last year.
Yeah, exactly.
I still think you can't use it in lap 1.
So do I. But
I couldn't tell you where I've seen that before.
The reason I brought it up originally is because the safety car was called at the end of lap 2, and during the safety car, the graphics were showing that Ingram had used his boost on 2 of the laps of the race, which would indicate lap 1. But the safety car probably wasn't called until after Ingram had gone on to lap 3, even though it was lap 2 for everyone else. He was nearer the front, so that was where this all started from.
I just think it's bonkers whichever way you look at it. Whether there's a boost restriction on the BMW, well, if that's evidence of that being a rule, then I don't think that should be implemented anymore. Because the Hyundai is quick enough to doesn't matter, doesn't matter how good start you get in a BMW, that Ingram's going to beat you to turn 1. Yeah. I don't think it's the longest straight run down to turn 1 at all anyway. Someone was saying, you probably use the boost, and I was like, well, if you can use that, but we're not sure. But if you can't, we don't think.
Again, according to ChatGPT, the boost, how the boost is powered is different, but the deployment rules are the same.
Someone replied to me immediately on Twitter and went, "Oh, it's obvious that Moffat's misshifted." And I was thinking, in a sequential gearbox.
Yeah, that's forgetting to shift. That's not misshifting.
Oh, I
So
do.
it could've hit a rev limiter
I
or
do that.
something,
Yeah, I do that a lot. So I can believe that.
Yeah, but you'd have a sequential gearbox.
I've got flappy paddles.
Oh yeah, in your car, do you?
No, I'm a steering wheel for the PlayStation.
Oh, in your sim. Yeah, of course. So it could be that as well, but it just.
You know what? No, it's funny when you said you posted this on Reddit. I went and found your post, right? And I saw this post pop up on my Reddit the other day, and I went, "Someone's nicked Tom's video." And I meant to message it, and I've only just went on it now and realised it was you that posted it. Because you had shared it privately first. And I was like, someone's nicked your video, Tom. But I forgot to message you. So yeah, that makes sense.
There is an interesting thing in the regulations as well that just states in regards to rear-wheel drive cars that rear-wheel drive cars must engage and use the rear-wheel drive start strategy as issued in a bulletin, without giving any more information about what that bulletin was.
No, because the bulletins are what are private only.
Yes.
And that's the bulletin for 15 kilograms lighter on the BMW henceforth, which was removed from the internet, was a bulletin.
Yeah. So there is definitely something, but we just don't know what it is.
No. So.
Anyway,
then we can move on from the straight line speed of the Hyundai, but he obviously then Moffat's having none of it, and
Yes.
Obviously Ingram tries to turn across the front, or the bit of argy-bargy, and nearly ends the race there.
yeah, well done to Aiden for trying, but didn't end the best for him.
Well, I didn't think he really did anything wrong in that turn 2.
Oh, no. Same.
I've got more karma than you, by the way, Tom, on Reddit. I'll just point that out.
You've got what, sorry?
I've got more karma than you. I'll just point that out.
Oh, I don't really use Reddit, but yeah, thanks.
One thing we didn't cover in the news was that the engines no longer have to be tied to the individual cars from the 2027 regulations. So in theory, like, anyone could put, for instance, the Hyundai engine in their car. The BMW could run the Hyundai engine in theory. There's probably loads of reasons they couldn't, but
Yeah, I think the BMW has to have a longitudinal, but
Yeah.
you're totally right. Yeah,
so
yeah.
that could be
And
interesting.
you can run a car that's not sold in the UK as well,
Yeah.
which is important because at some point soon, every car sold in the UK will be an SUV,
Yes.
and I don't think you can race an SUV. Anyway, right, back to this race, and Dan Camish, I
Yeah.
think, gets biffed off, but he didn't have to have a big crash like this. I think, in my opinion,
No.
sat here on my armchair.
Yes, okay. So Ingram loses a bunch of positions. Sheridan's fighting, and then Camish. But Charles Rainford was having a great weekend until this move, and he kind of bumps off Camish slightly unfairly, and then
It does. If Rainford's on the hards, so should he even be trying to?
Yeah, that's my bear bug with this. Bugbear,
He's
whatever it is.
trying hard, and he's trying to help his teammate, I think.
Yes, he's playing rear gunner, isn't he, to Moffat to try and get a win.
But
Yeah.
yeah, that tyre offset is what causes this problem for me. There's too much grip in the soft tyre and too little in the hard, so that makes him think he can just go around the outside because the hard is much slower. Whereas normally you wouldn't have that kind of move going on.
So Camish is speared across the grass, and then I'll hand over to you then, Tom.
Well, he floors the throttle, doesn't he, as you would to try and catch a save, but that means he can't stop and then wipes out several cars. And listen, a split-second decision. In hindsight, when you watch it back, I think if he braked, he probably would have nudged into the barrier himself, but then not wiped out other cars.
He said as much himself in the post-race interview.
Right,
or
okay.
In between the races, would it have been? Was this the last race?
Yeah,
It was the
Yeah,
last
sorry.
race, yeah.
But yeah, they definitely interviewed him at some point, and he was saying that as soon as he saw the barrier coming, his instinct was, I have to floor the throttle to avoid it. And then at that point, he then realised this was a mistake.
He's done a Grosjean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right, at least he's admitted to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was my verdict there. You know,
But yeah, that is your
he
instinct.
could have
isn't it?
he could have bounced off the barrier, carried on in last place. I don't think it would have been a big hit.
Yeah.
Or he's done this issue, which is he's wiped out De Leon, Smiley, and I think he just De Leon taps Rowbottom as well,
Yes.
but I think Rowbottom's unscathed from it.
No, doesn't he have to pit?
Oh, you're right. He might.
I think Rowbottom and Doble both had to pit at the end of that lap. And I think it just caught the rear corner of Rowbottom's. Not sure what happened to Doble, though.
So, safety car, big stramash. Tom restart, race restart, and Tom Ingram gets past Ash Sutton. That was a similar move to the one that Thingy pulled in race 1. Proctor.
Yes.
Where
Sutton
then had to cut the chicane.
I couldn't decide whether Ingram created the gap by pushing him wide or not. And in hindsight, I don't think he did, but that was my first instinct, that he nudged him out wide. But I think he just had a better car in terms of it. Just, you can take a tighter line with that Hyundai.
Yeah, he was setting it up all through the weekend. Every time he was behind someone, he was trying to pull that move. That move then leads us to all kind of kicking off at the end of the lap.
Yes.
Aidan Moffat does his usual.
Yep.
Defending the inside of every corner. And
I wanted 30 laps of that, though. 20 laps of it.
I know.
And unfortunately, this incident kind of stopped that.
Well, he's still kind of okay. At this point, he's still in the running for podium. Goes worse later. Yeah, so he defends from Ingram very strongly. Ash Sutton is kind of on the outside of them, sitting behind those front two. He then decided at the last minute he's going to cut to the inside. Unfortunately, Gordon Shedden's there. So
nothing Shedden could do about that.
Shedden's car is used kind of as a fulcrum to turn Sutton's car a bit quicker. Yeah. Sutton floors the throttle and suddenly gains 2 positions, is in the lead. Which is
because at the same time, Moffat does lock up and run wide slightly.
Yeah.
It's a hell of a move from Ash.
It is.
Yeah. I did feel for Gordon.
It is, but it kind of... Yeah, same. It ruined his chance of a podium, that.
Yeah. It's a hard one,
But also, we should say, it meant Sutton's car was not going in a straight line, henceforth.
Yes.
You can actually spot it at certain shots when it's going straight towards the camera, and it's crabbing all the way down for the rest of the race. Yeah,
I did feel sorry for Shedden, but it's one of those where I don't think there's any penalty needs to be applied or anything. He just wrong place, wrong time. Because you could also say, I suppose, that he ran into Sutton, but I don't think that is the case.
No, and also he gets a little tap from behind from Morgan as well, which is
I didn't notice that bit.
Yep.
Charles Rainford gets punted at the final hairpin.
Oh yes, and then we did get to see some Stephen Jelly.
Yeah, because he bins it off the road, doesn't he?
Yep. He does continue, I think, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, he hits Rainford and then I think he goes off himself.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if he's involved with in our car, but he certainly goes off.
That's a very Stephen Jelly move.
Yeah. Aaron Moffat was defending as stoutly as he can. Senna Proctor's running behind his teammate for a few laps and it suddenly just goes, I'm having you, son. And sticks up inside of Tom
I thought it was really weird.
I love that, though.
Yeah, same.
He did say, wasn't it, he was kind of forced to go for the move because the gap was there. But I love the fact that he didn't just break and be like, no, he's my team leader, he can go first. Good on him.
If he hadn't, Shedden would have probably got him, I think, because you could tell they were running on board as they made the move, and he was clearly trying to back off, but then had to go for it. But no, fair play. He's driving for his own sponsors and everything. Might as well.
Really quickly, on the Hyundai Speed thing, my other tinfoil hat thing is that it seems absolutely rapid, but on this shot, as they're going towards that corner in the braking zone, I forgot the name of, like Proctor on the onboard is on the rev limiter, like halfway down the straight almost. Mm-hmm. So is it like mega quick, but are they deliberately giving it like shorter gear ratios so that it's not top of the speed traps? So it's massively through second, third, fourth, but then all of a sudden, anyway, I was just staggered by how early he was on the rev limiter going down that straight. Onwards, Colin.
The Pfeiffer gets punted.
Yes.
Senna Proctor, for all the praise I'm giving them, then puts a really lazy, half-arsed move on Aidan Moffat, which then just punts Moffat off the road and drops him out of the podium positions. Down to 6, I believe, is where he finished.
Yeah.
It just looked like such a lazy dive, like just I'm going to knock you out of the way type thing. Like, he was never alongside. It was never a big enough braking zone to try a dive for me, and I felt a bit sorry for Moffat.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. It was kind of almost a reverse of what happened with Rainford and Camish in terms of getting pushed off at that corner, but it's just, yeah, if you're Moffat, you must be so annoyed at that, because I think the word you used, lazy, is quite apt, because he was going for the inside, but he was just never really there, was he?
No, poor job that. Like, great return. Also, he came from nowhere in this race, and I was trying to work out how did he even get in this position, Proctor, but he's very fortuitous in the Camish crash, I think.
Yeah.
Everyone went left and he went right, and he just passed like 10 cars. Which you've got to make that decision.
Mm-hmm.
But here it's woeful, really. I'm surprised that he didn't get a penalty to put him back behind Moffat in the race.
That's what I was expecting.
And yeah, he just got penalty points in no time penalty. And the other thing is, he kind of then lets the Ingram back through later on, so he's kind of almost inadvertently, we shall say, benefit the doubt, helped Ingram out, got Moffat out of the way, and then when Ingram does send it back through, oh yeah, no, after you. So I wasn't too impressed by that whole thing, really.
Yeah. But
also, it robbed us of a 5-lap, 6-lap, 7-lap Moffat defence masterclass.
Yes.
Which I love. At least he was still able to finish and get top 6, I think.
Yeah, he did. He did finish in 6th. Yeah, I'm glad that he wasn't just punted off and that was the end of it.
But to me, it looks like almost that Proctor let Ingram through at the hairpin there, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, it didn't. He didn't fight it. Let's put it that way.
Considering someone was close behind, he took a very wide line.
Yeah, it almost looked coordinated.
Yeah. Earlier in the race, clearly wasn't. But then, do you think someone negotiated a discount for the future rounds?
Possibly.
If he let him back through? I'm going completely.
You've really got your tinfoil hat on this week.
I'm going full alt-right.
Team Vertu, get your lawyers out, because there's some accusations flying here.
It's all said in jest and alleged.
Yeah. Everything in this podcast is alleged. So, right, lap 14. Charles Rainford. the moment of the season.
Yeah.
Nick, you go for it.
I had to rewatch this so many times when I saw the replay. Just the way that... Was it Halstead, I think it was?
Yes.
Yeah. He has to cut the chicane, and in doing so, he hits a cone that was laying in the way where someone else had already hit it. It then spins up and perfectly rotates in the air and lands straight in the front bumper of Charles Rainford, just sitting there. And he ended up finishing the race with it there, I believe, as well. But yeah, love that.
Yep. What did Harvey say? Luke Littler was.
Oh yes, he did.
He would, yeah.
That was great.
Luke the Nook, yes. And then, well, Ingram kind of catches up a bit to Sutton, gets the fastest lap of the race. I don't remember, Nick, you've noted a move by Mikey Dobo, but I don't remember seeing it.
It wasn't so much a move as there's one corner to go, I'm just going to ram into him. It's what it seemed to me. But yeah.
That's fair enough.
Patterson was slightly on, or more in the middle of the track, and Dable goes for the inside and just punts him out the way.
From like 2 car lengths back as well.
As when I'm watching it, I was like, well, that's a penalty. And no, not even a reprimand or penalty points, just a verbal warning. And I thought that was terrible.
Patterson has already turned into the corner. When the dive starts, it's after the checkered flags come out, so it's easy to miss it. It's like everyone's finished, and then they cut to what shouldn't be a move at all, really. No. It's audacious.
And it's very uncharacteristic for Dable as well, because I think he's one of the fairer racers out there. So I don't know if it was a misjudgment or if he had anger against Patterson for something earlier, but it just was not on at all, that move. He got in 10th place somehow.
I think the stewards just wanted to go home.
Yeah.
Which I don't blame them. So we had 6 non-finishers in this one. Dan Robert was also a lap down. Sutton wins from Ingram, Proctor third, Sheridan fourth.
Yeah.
Driver standings at the end of all that. Tom Ingram has a 8-point lead over Ash Sutton. Dan Rowbottom's now into P3 in this one.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't do Bucks
yes.
Dodge.
Bucks Dodge.
Yes.
Yes. Well, that was points. His first points ever. He managed 12th place, and his lap times were much more on par with other cars around him. He was faster than Aaron Taylor-Smith, faster than Mikey Doble. They may well have been on hards though. Yes, they were. But even so, he was much improved.
One to watch at Knockhill to see how he progresses as he gets more experience.
Mm-hmm.
Teams Championship, Napa is 3 points ahead of Vertu. So if you care about that, that's quite close.
Yeah.
Independent drivers, Mikey Doble is in the lead of that one. He has an 8-point lead over Chris Smiley.
Mm-hmm.
Independent teams, Restart is on top of that one.
Yeah, they're smashing that.
And the Wingfoot Award, Tingram. Tom Ingram has a 4-point lead over Dan Camish.
Yeah, the Jack Sears was the only one you missed as well, because Daryl DeLeon is currently winning that one.
Yeah. So that'd be an interesting battle between him and Rainford. And how is Sam Osborne still in this?
They change the rules every year so you can be.
Yeah, basically.
I'm not joking.
No, there's not even an allegedly about this one.
No. That's literally what happens.
Fair enough. So yeah, that'll be an interesting one to keep an eye on. So yes, next up is the greatest racetrack in the world. It is Knockhill.
Mm-hmm.
It's just unfortunate it is in Fife, which is a shame. But it is amazing. So I'll be there next week as a guest of Jake Hill's team, whatever the team is, the MB Motorsport thingy.
Indeed.
I will put that disclaimer at the start of next week's thing because I feel like I should. And I'm there as a professional capacity, not personal. So I'll just throw those caveats out.
Yeah. Still going to be good though.
I'm semi-tempted to drive up as well, but we'll see.
Oh, do it.
If you could just swing past here on the way.
Yes.
I know it's only an extra, probably, 8 hours?
Yes. Yeah, that's fine.
Make your way up the M6. That'll be fine.
Yeah. But we'll see.
Okay. That will do us for the British Touring Car Championship. That's an hour. Do we want to quickly cover...
Like 5 minutes quick.
Yes, the F1 that we've missed. So, Spa we missed, which was dry, I think, on the Saturday.
Max won the sprint.
Max won the sprint.
Uh-huh.
Or was that Friday? I can't remember. There was a sprint.
Not on the Sunday.
Yes. And then we had a race, which was going to be wet, but they'd done 4,000 laps behind the safety car and delayed the race, so it was kind of damp when they started.
Yeah.
And that was won by Piastri, who overtook Norris on lap 1.
Yep.
And that was pretty much it for that race, wasn't it, as well?
Yeah. Hamilton fought back in the early laps. That was interesting, and then he stalled. Can't think of what else happened, really.
No. It was disappointing that it started so late because it took away the interest that could have happened from the beginning. But that's really the only talking point of the whole weekend for me.
Yeah. Then we're on to not the Australian Grand Prix, Nick. You're slacking on your notes, sir.
Oh, yeah, that's just left in from before, and I just never got around to changing it.
The Louis Vuitton Australian Grand Prix.
It's the Hungaroring, I think.
It's because I just change it every time we have a race, and I just didn't get a chance this time.
Yes, so it was the Lenovo Hungarian Grand Prix for this one. Charles Leclerc on pole. That was a bit of a surprise.
Yeah.
Huge surprise.
Especially to Lewis.
It's very Monaco-esque, though, isn't it, in some respects? Okay, it doesn't have the yachts, or the barriers, or the billionaires,
Or the water.
or the crown prince, but...
Or the food.
Or the tunnel.
Yeah, or the weather.
Yeah.
But It's very difficult to overtake, and some of the sectors and corners remind me of you've got to be really precise over the curbs and the chicane in particular. He said, "Oh, I didn't quite." He said something afterwards like, "I just timed it perfectly by fluke to not get understeer when I turned from the right to the left, and I'll never do it again." And I've never done it since. So, and that's quite Monaco-esque, I suppose. The precision.
Oh yeah,
and the fact you can't overtake in the race, basically, at this track.
Sort of, because you can down the DRS straight.
DRS, I know, but if you get stuck behind someone after a while, your tyres burn up. And like Max did some good overtakes at the start, and then he's like, engineer's like, come on, get to the next, but you just can't. You can't. No. Then you're stuck.
He did do a couple of nice dives into the chicane, which were quite surprising.
Mega. Love to see that. I've not seen that in a Formula 1 race for years, I don't think. It was Lance Stroll, mind.
Yeah, Stroll and Lawson. So, but yeah, that was kind of interesting at the start of the race, seeing people kind of fight, and then, as you say, it all just stalled. The first stint, Norris lost a position to Russell. He was quite a wee bit back, and the first stint, Leclerc looked brilliant.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, in a later stint, his pace disappeared. Which, Tom, get your tinfoil hat out.
He didn't put it away.
I've got nothing on this one.
The rumour is that there was issues with them wearing a plank too much, so he was restricted on the straights, and they had to do something with the tyre pressures as well, which then affected his last stint. So he dropped from quite comfortably leading the race to, I think, fourth, was it?
I think so.
Yeah, fourth in the end. He had an interesting fight with Russell, where Russell was squealing on the radio at one point, and then about moving under braking.
Yeah.
Which wasn't really moving under braking to me, but then Charles decided to do a proper move under braking to then throw Russell off.
Yeah, it was very suspect. That was full Maldonado.
Yeah. That was a very, I am peed off.
Yeah.
I am throwing this car into someone.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose.
He also went for a dive immediately to try and return, didn't he? And it was nearly an accident.
Yes. He was definitely driving angry at that point, wasn't
he? Yeah, very angry. I suppose the story of this race was the McLaren battle.
Yeah.
Piastri was the lead car. Got ahead of Leclerc. He was on a 2-stop, and Lando, who was a wee bit behind him, decided to go for the 1-stop. And it ended up with the 1-stop was quicker, so Norris on strategy managed to jump Piastri and take the win. Should McLaren split strategies? Because we've spoken about this before, where teams refused to split strategies when the two drivers were fighting.
I think it should be left open to the engineers and the driver, as it is at the moment.
Let's just have an engineer-driver fight to the end of the year, please.
Because it didn't seem pre-planned. It was a case of, well, Lando kind of knackered the start of the race. Everyone's pitted in front of him. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, but if McLaren start listening to the the sort of fan reaction to some of the stuff, like, they're favouring Norris, or they should do this, or should do that, and should blah, blah, blah. But it's going to rob everybody of what could be still an interesting year.
Yeah.
When it should be just a McLaren benefit. If they're completely allowed to fight both sides of the garage all the way to the end of the year, at least there's going to be something interesting, hopefully.
Yes. And
because I always hated it when it was that Mercedes just refused to split the strategies.
Yeah.
It's like you follow each other, and if you're going to beat each other, it has to be on track.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but part of it is working out an engineering from, like, it's a team sport, so why not have the team element versus each other? And also, the driver can make those decisions sometimes, right? They gave Norris, would you want to try a 1-stop? And he went, yes, sure.
Yeah, because you can't say Norris came up with the idea, but he certainly validated it.
But he agreed he agreed with it, yeah.
And the other thing is as well, Piastri may well have still won the race, because if he hadn't have had that big lock-up at the end, he might have had the chance to get him again. But that was the intrigue of the race at that point, wasn't it? It was, is it going to catch him? And so there was a bit of interest there.
Yeah, it's going to be fascinating seeing those two fight to the end of the season. And it's so tight at the top. But Norris has done well to recover, because at one point he was on the slide
Yeah.
And he made a mistake in Spa, and he lost the one there. Made a lot of mistakes in Spa, actually.
Yes.
But he managed to wrestle this one back from Piastri.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting because I think Norris is the faster driver of the two. But Piastri is far more consistent. And when I say faster, I mean marginally faster. But because he's making more mistakes than Piastri, he's ending up further back.
Yeah, there's 9 points between them now.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Championship battle.
Yes. Now, I don't want to get shouted at by Fernando Alonso for my British bias. So I'm going to praise Gabriel Bortoleto for getting P6. Because apparently we are not giving him enough praise because he's not British.
Oh, I've not seen these comments.
No. What, specifically you, Colin?
Yes, because I am a proud Brit, as you all know.
I mean, I think people did say it was a good race, didn't they?
Yeah.
No, it's just Alonso saying he's the best rookie on the grid, he's a generational talent, and we're not giving him enough praise.
I think he had the best pedigree as a rookie as well, with the exception of probably Behrman, who do you consider him a rookie because he'd had races with Haas and Ferraris. But Bortoleto was F3, F2 champion in his debut seasons in both. Yeah.
Yeah, but also what I would say is he's only finished in the points 3 times this season. So, but Hulkenberg's got 5 points finishes and the podium. So, Bortoleto was a non-factor in a lot of races up until recently, where Sauber have improved their car. So it's not like everyone's been ignoring him on purpose. But to be fair, the past couple of weeks I have been more impressed with him. So I hope Mr. Alonso, who finished in the points this race, along with Lance Stroll, is happy. And I don't know if you want to speak anymore about F1, but Lewis Hamilton wants to be replaced.
That was bizarre, wasn't it?
Fred Vasseur done a post-race interview where he says both him and Hamilton doesn't appreciate how big a change and adaptation it's going to be for Hamilton going into a Ferrari. I was like, well, fair enough, but
yeah, I just think it's odd that he's not been that far behind Leclerc, to be honest. In terms of pace, in terms of positions, quite a lot, but he has only been a tenth or two behind.
Yeah, I do just wonder, is that going to end in tears pretty early, or is he just going to? They're going to slog through the year. I'd love to know what the internal stuff is, because apparently he's been having meetings at the factory with engineers and management about what he thinks need to change. So it's going to be fascinating to see, do Ferrari mould the team around what he thinks should happen? Because let's be honest, Leclerc's not been the happiest man in the world recently either. So yeah. I wonder if, because they've just signed Fred Vasseur to a new contract. So I wonder what kind of changes they're going to make.
The thing is, if you ask for changes and then say, "Oh, I need to be replaced," they're less likely to listen to you.
Yeah, but it is fascinating as well that Ferrari decided to go with a completely new car for this 1 year as well. You know, that seems a bizarre move at this point in time, doesn't it?
It does.
When they were relatively competitive at the end of last season.
Yeah, and are at times this season. It just seems very hit and miss.
Well, for half of this race, it looked like Leclerc was going to walk it.
Yeah.
Okay, next up for touring cars is Not Kill. Next weekend, 17th, I believe, top of my head. And F1 is back on the 31st of August at the Netherlands Grand Prix. The Heineken Dutch Grand Prix. And we've only a couple of European races left after that.
There will be lots of McLaren fans there in their orange gear.
Yes. Unfortunately, Max isn't still due a race ban, so he's definitely going to be there. I just think that would have been the funniest thing in the world if he got a ban for the Red Bull Ring or for this one. But fortunately, he's going to be there.
That would have been amazing.
Yes, the tickets would have been instantly up for resale for about £4 each. I would have gone as well. It would have been the only ones. Okay, any more, guys? Right, we'll see you next week. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Yeah, we'll see you in 2 weeks. Goodbye. Bye.
See you later.
Uno, dos, tres. So, tres, dos, uno.
Tres,
I was
dos,
trying to
uno.
think of it. 3, 2, 1.
1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6, 7.
8, 9,
8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13.
Oh, no, I can't go higher than 10.
Yeah.
4, 5.
I can count up to that 1 million, I think, in German. But that's about it.
1 million?
Because it is very similar. It's like 900,000.
Oh, right, okay.
That's why it's so easy. It's 100 for 100 and 1,000 for 1,000.
Oh, okay, interesting.